Next up in our small batch series, this is another SMaSH beer, Falconers Flight. Welcome back, everybody. So today we are going to try the SMaSH beer, Falconers Flight. Steve is not here, he is sick, and I need to get one done, so we're going to go ahead and do this one. So, as I said, Falconers Flight, this is a small batch, all grain, brew in the bag batch, 1.25 gallons going into the fermenter. This one is using 2 pounds of Rahr Premium Pilsner malt. Then for the hop schedule of Falconers Flight, 0.39 ounces at 30 minutes, 0.29 ounces at 5 minutes, then 0.32 ounces for the dry hop. Pretty much 3 days after fermentation starts, we are using US-05 yeast. Most of the time you want to add those hops, your dry hops, when fermentation is most active. For the hop profile, going by the bag I had, this is an aroma flavor hop, floral, citrus, and tropical. Alpha acids were 11.4 on this one. For the pre-boil, it was 1024. Original gravity was 11 bricks or 11.4. I'm guessing it's 5 that I wrote down. I can't see that number. Beersmith wanted the original gravity to be 1047. So we were pretty close. For the final numbers, I did bottle this on 6/2/2019. Brew date I did not put in here, and what I've been doing is copying. I have like a template one that I've been keeping a list of all the ABVs and original gravities, so I just keep adding to that. And I did not change the date on this. Bottled on 6/2, as I said. This was brewed 2 weeks before that, as I let it sit in the carboy for 2 weeks before I bottle. If you have been following us in this small batch series, you'll know most of mine have ended up being very high ABV, not close to what we want. Well, this one ended up at 4.33%, which is not normal for me. I think Beersmith, most of them are 5.2%. So this is way under. I did have enough bottles, so I have 4 24 or 25 ounce bottles. This one does have a little pressure. It's been bottled for 2 weeks now. So it might not be carved all the way, but it should be just fine. This is a reusable top that I did use, so it's not sealed perfectly, so that might be I just didn't tighten it down enough. See if we get a hiss. Yep, we did. Hopefully we will be good. Now, this beer, when I put the dry hops in, I got a lot of tropical fruit in there. Then also when I bottled it, I also got a lot of tropical fruit. So I hope that does come over to the taste on this. This is kind of a high alpha acid hop at the, what did I say, 11.4 with the ABV being low. This hop might overtake because we're only using 2 pounds of grain, especially a Pilsner grain. So we're not going to get a lot of maltiness out of it. It's going to be mainly hop, but we'll see here soon. We do have a white head, not even a half a finger of head on there. Take a look at color. Very light hazy yellow. I would say it's more chill haze than like haziness from the grain or from the hops. Yeah, light yellow in color, lots of bubbles coming up. It looks like it's carved just fine. Okay, let's smell. More of a grainy, like maybe a hoppy, grainy, like a green hop graininess to it. Like if you just opened the packets of hops and smushed one in your hand and then smelt it, that's kind of what it is. It smells like that hop did overpower the beer. And again, we're not looking for a balanced beer. We're looking more, what does the hop taste like? What does the malt taste like? What does the yeast taste like? Pretty much, if I was going to make, say, a standard IPA for the first time, which we will get into, I usually like to set my original gravity at the same as my IBUs. So if you're at a 1060, I would say you want to be around 60 IBUs in your beer. That should get you close. Now, obviously, alpha acids might play a part in that if you don't take that into consideration. Also, your final gravity could mess that up a little bit if it's too high or too low and you get more of that hop or less of that hop. But usually, as a rule of thumb, if you're just starting out brewing and you want to try a recipe on your own, IPA, double IPA, somewhere in there, I usually like to say whatever your gravity is, whatever Beersmith or Brewer's Friend shows it as, that's how many IBUs I would try and put into the beer. Let's go ahead and taste this. Very light, maybe too much carbonation, like those bubbles are really popping. I get more citrus, a little bit of bitterness on the back. It's gone. Aftertaste is more of a rind grapefruit bitterness in there. Again, like I said, when I put the dry hops in and when I bottled it, I got a lot more of that tropical fruit. But in the taste, it's more citrus, a little bit more bitterness than I was thinking. But again, with 2 pounds and 11.4% alpha acid hop, you might get some more of that bitterness or have it perceived as more bitterness. I think IBUs are around probably 60, 58, 60. So that might be a little bit high for just 2 pounds of grain in here. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Body's light, but again, going back to only 2 pounds of grain, you're going to have that until we start really making beers. Like when we get into a true IPA, we will want to balance that malt with the hop. But right now, we're trying to see if we can get that malt or that grain, whatever kind of grain it is, that taste. But we're more worried about the hop taste. Excuse me. But yeah, nice solid taste. Maybe I think that bitterness is coming off a little bit spicy in the aftertaste, like it's on the roof of my mouth. Yeah, it's starting to settle down a little bit now. But yeah, I don't think it's bad for being in there 2 weeks. Like I said, I do have 4 of them, so I have 3 left. So that will last us another 3 months, hopefully. And hopefully that bitterness settles down just a little bit to bring some of that malt out. I'll be interested to see if this does turn kind of tropical on us, just because that's what I was getting out of all the smells when I was brewing it and adding the dry hops. But yeah, I don't think this is a bad one. Definitely good right now. We will see how it ages, as we have seen some of them start dying off. But yeah, again, I want to see some tropical out of this one, but the citrus, grapefruit, rind bitterness, and the aftertaste is just fine. So if you brewed with Falconer's Flight and a SMaSH beer, or if you've done a combination of Falconer's Flight and something else, put it down below, because here soon we will be starting like double grains with double hops, so we do need some suggestions on that. So if you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you know when new videos are coming out. And until next time, happy brewing.